Hey everybody, I'm Scott Weichel. You're listening to My Kind of Country. Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday night. We had a great conversation with William Lee Golden about their brand new duet with Danni Stefanetti. It's called I've Got My Heart on You, and we've got Danni with us tonight. She's going to tell us about her career and talk about the song as well. It's a pleasure to welcome Danni Stefanetti to My Kind of Country. Danni, how are you tonight?
Hi Scott, how are you going?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for taking time to be on the show.
You're welcome, and thanks for having me on your show today.
Well, my honor. Man, I'll tell you, we've watched your career just blossoming, and you've done some shows with the Oak Ridge Boys and the Grand Ole Opry, and now you've got a duet with William Lee Golden. What a beautiful song and great job, and he was so complimentary about what you did to help get this song done. Tell me about your experience working with William Lee Golden.
My experience working with William Lee Golden, it happened really organically. We were introduced through a mutual friend, Jeff Panzer, friends of 40 years of William. He's actually manages me, and William had these lyrics and melody lying around for a year or more, and Jeffrey was trying to pull that out of him. And over the last year and a bit, I got sent that voice memo. William finally put the idea down on a voice memo, and it got put in my hands to put some chords and music to it and produce it up. And it's turned into what it is today. Originally, I was putting music down for it so he could give it as a gift to Solomon, his son. But it later turned into a duet because William liked my vocal on it, and one thing led to another.
Well, it's a beautiful song, and we're actually going to play it again tonight because I think it's such a beautiful song, and I want our folks to really get to hear it, so we're going to play it again tonight. I just think it's great. DanniStefanetti.com is Danni's website. Danni, you're originally from Australia. I didn't pick up on that because of your accent or anything, but...
Yes, I'm from Perth, Australia, and I've still got a thick accent. I don't think it's going anywhere.
Well, that's great. You've won some great awards already, including the 2023 Josie Award, and as I mentioned, you've performed on the Grand Ole Opry. Tell me a little bit about your background and how you got into the wonderful world of music.
I got into music when I was 8 years old, and I was performing out in Australia, and I had the pleasure of touring for over a decade down there. It was a really, really fun. I did a lot of rock and roll, a lot of country, multi-genre, a variety of shows through the outback Australia, and I one day dreamed to live in America and do my music out here. I always thought I'd end up in Nashville, but for some reason I ended up in California. Started in Los Angeles, ended up out here in the desert, California desert. One day I got a call to come backstage and play some songs at the Opry. William invited me as a guest with him and his wife Simone, and I had the pleasure of seeing the Oak Ridge Boys perform on stage. And I don't think I really realized who I was working with when I got to co-write with William, because with the little town I came from, my auntie later told me, "Do you realize who the Oak Ridge Boys are?" And I got to see them that night at the Opry early on in meeting William, and I realized, oh my gosh, everybody in this crowd knows their song lyrics, so there must be a big deal out here in America.
A little bit.
Yeah, so that was a bit of a treat as well.
I believe you're working on a new album too, right?
Yeah, I finished Danni's Diamonds, which is a rock and roll crossover. It's got elements of country and pop and other styles in there, and that was a song I wrote, an album I wrote last summer. Co-produced it with Jeff Panzer, and it's got horns, strings. It's got a bit of everything for everybody, and it's a very commercial album. We've released 2 of the singles from that. The Timing was on, and You Got Me Thinking of You. That song did really well over in the UK. And I'm looking forward to releasing more of those singles throughout the year, but the priority right now is this duet with William.
Hey, that's fantastic. DanniStefanetti.com is the website. We'll put that information on our Facebook page.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you going to be doing some more shows with the Oak Ridge Boys?
I don't actually. I haven't performed with the Oak Ridge Boys. I've had the pleasure of being invited to be in their music video, which was a real treat. But I would love to perform with the Oak Ridge Boys one day. Maybe you're speaking that into existence for me. That would be awesome.
I think that would be great. Absolutely.
So you never know. And I know they got Ben James that is now in the band, and I did meet him at Williams Place. He's got a beautiful vocal. So you never know what's next. But yeah, I would love to sing with those guys. The harmonies, they're incredible.
You are a phenomenal guitar player too. I have to tell you.
Thank you.
In addition to being a beautiful singer, man, you just shred that guitar. You're great.
Yeah, I love playing. It's like my extension of an extra arm, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love doing it. I love my job, and playing guitar is just it feels so good to be on stage playing like a beautiful instrument.
Who are some of your influences as far as maybe being a songwriter or being a musician? What are some of your go-to artists and people that have really influenced you with your career?
Big influence of mine was the album from Stevie Ray Vaughan, Double Trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Studied that one like more than I studied at school. I also loved Golden Road album by Keith Urban. I love the Eagles and all of their catalog, from Hotel California to, Take It to the Limit, to all of their rocking songs, Peter Frampton, Dire Straits. And I'm also loving a bit of the current country music that's coming out as well, from Post Malone, Lainey Wilson, Morgan Wallen, and all the duet and collaborations that are and multi-genres in country music crossing over to rock. And right now I'm really just, it gives me a big smile on my face to hear all the new music coming out of Nashville.
You know, there's been a big resurgence too in duets. Duets have always been a huge part of all types of music, but especially country music. And a lot of artists have had very successful careers, both as solo artists and duet artists. And so there seems to be a big resurgence of that, and this song is obviously a big part of that.
Wow, yeah, I have noticed that lately. And you've even got that collaboration of Willie Nelson and the Oak Ridge Boys.
Yeah.
So everybody is kind of teaming up and doing duets at the moment.
Well, you got to do a duet with Willie now, because everybody's done a duet with Willie Nelson, so you got to do that, you know.
Oh yeah,
that's a rite of passage. You know?
Well, I was one of the lucky few to get in with William Lee Golden on his debut song at 85. This is the first song he's released as a songwriter, but I'm sure that he's got plenty of other songs there that he's just hiding from all of us, you know.
I'm sure he does. He is so talented, and what a nice man.
Yeah, he is.
I always enjoy my conversation. He's so laid back, you know, and he just
really is.
There is no holes barred. You know, he will tell you and talk about anything, and I think that's a very rare commodity in the music business, you know.
Yeah, he is an open-hearted person, and he's just so relaxed and chill to work with.
Well, folks, we are going to play this beautiful new duet with Danni Stefanetti and William Lee Golden. I've got my heart on you again for you tonight, and I hope you'll check out Danni's website and check out her music as well, DanniStefanetti.com, and we'll put that information on our Facebook page. Danni, Thank you so much for taking time to be on My Kind of Country.
Oh, thank you, Scott, for all you do, and hello to all the listeners out there that love country music. You guys are amazing.